So it's been a while since we have talked about Moonwell, and today we're going to be giving you guys an in-depth update of what's happened since our last video covering Moonwell. Do I still think it's a good project to invest in, and is there any hope for it within that of 2025? We're going to cover all of that, but first it would mean a lot for you guys to go down, subscribe if you do find value from this content. We're on the way to 5,000 subscribers, and I would appreciate it a whole lot. And with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So now, as you guys can see with the Moonwell chart here, this right now we are sitting at our almost 3 cents, but you guys can see we're not there yet. Now basically from the past month we had a pretty decent dip where we hit about 1.5 cents, where we've risen to this previous month top of a little above 3 cents. So you would essentially would have had a double buying at this small dip. And again, not financial advice, but this is why I always recommend Dcaing into projects that you genuinely find to provide some value. Because if you guys look, a year ago, Moonwell was sitting, it hit its previous all-time high in October at 11 cents. And so let's say this was unfortunately the first time you put money into this token. Let's say you put $1,000 into it there. At this point, you would be down to, I would like to say, around 250. I'm just doing the math in my head, $250, $150. So you would have had a very decent loss from here on, right? Because I mean, this is a significant dip going from 11 cents all the way to 1.5. So again, I don't know exactly what that would be. Now, let's say that yes, that ended up happening and you fell down, you know, your $1,000 turned to $100. But let's say that month you decide to buy some and you buy at that 1.5 cent mark. So now you have $2,000 put in, but the value is worth $1,100. Well, now we push up to 3 cents. And once this pushes up to 3 cents, your $100, let's say, goes up to $200. And that 1,000, well, it's double. So now that $1,000 is now $2,000. So in total, you're at $2,200. And guess what? In total, you have profited $200. So even though you happen to buy the top here, because you bought this bottom at that of 1.5 cents, and you could have bought this throughout this range, you would essentially be in profit in total. And let's say your 2,200 that you now have reapproaches that of 11 cents. So we reapproach 11 cents again. Let's say we hit 11 cents this time. Well, now that you have $2,200, let's go see how much that is. And again, I'm just using this to prove a point. You have 80,000. Well, you would have $8,000. So you do a 4x. You'd have $8,000. And if you didn't DCA and it goes back to there, you'd just only have $1,000. That is the importance of understanding DCAing. I just wanted to point that out because again, you could have done that. Like in this scenario, you could have bought here the same exact amount that you bought here, and you'd be green right now. Like overall, you'd be green. You could have just, if you really wanted to, you could have just exited here and been in profit. So that's an important lesson that I think a lot of people need to visibly see, I guess, or visually see. That's something that I had to do myself. But I just wanted to share with that for you guys, kind of opportunity that you could have had with Moonwell. But now let's actually get into the token. In terms of the graph, because of how small market cap, I mean, it's $100 million market cap. It's not too small. But in the past month, simply just looking off CoinMarketCap's graph, we tend to be following the market. At least it's what it looks like in a bullish formation. I mean, higher highs, higher lows. But again, there's a bunch of other things to look at in regards to that. We're not really here to talk about the chart. So with that in mind, we are going to get into a couple of the X posts to kind of just update you on what Moonwell's been up to, why, and yes, I will be saying this, but I am bullish on this token still, and I'll explain all that. All right, so one pretty big update in regards to the functionality of that of Moonwell is their collaboration with that of Morpho. So Morpho Labs is a token where it's, again, another DeFi one. You earn, borrow, build on Morpho. You can look into this yourself. We're not going to give a full in-depth breakdown, but Morpho is pretty well respected within that of the crypto space in terms of DeFi. And Moonwell has taken the opportunity, them and Morpho, to combine together and offer each other some useful, I guess, functionality in a collaborative sense. As you can see reading this, Morpho is a governance token of Morpho Labs. They give an example of what Morpho Labs actually does, and now again they state that the Moonwell community can now lend and borrow Morpho on Base. So this is pretty sick to see. In February, Moonwell also got listed on Kraken. So again, another pretty big exchange listing Moonwell. It's on Coinbase, of course. That is, of course, also great to see. And then we have that with Coinbase Ventures. As you can see, Moonwell is listed in their portfolio. So this is a project that Coinbase's Ventures arm is investing into, which is very significant. I always say this is the case because Coinbase Ventures has access to numerous more amounts of resources in terms of information, especially because, they are Coinbase, as well as resources in terms of money. So they, of course, know a lot more than the typical investor, hence why an investment in that of Moonwell seems a lot more confident from someone like my lens, just because we have a giant like that of Coinbase investing into it. Here's another example of what Moonwell's doing. So Luke Youngblood goes into an example here where they built the virtual account feature at Moonwell, which enables anyone to on-ramp USDC to Base by receiving money in your own US checking account. And then they're building new features such as bill payment, payroll for small businesses, and more. And again, this is with that of Moonwell. So again, another situation here where thanks to Moonwell, virtual accounts, those in regions like Latin America, Africa, and Asia are now able to receive payments from US companies and individuals, then pay for everyday items using the Moonwell card. So there's a lot of adoption going in with that of Moonwell. The Moonwell card specifically is allowing a lot of, I guess, more functionality for that in the DeFi space, but specifically in terms of Base, this is a project that is doing so much. Moonwell is doing so much. I honestly, it's so cool to go through and read everything that Moonwell has been doing, staying up to date with it. This is a project that I still believe in. And again, a lot of people in this current market simply are looking for coins that, can be quick gains, that are not boring in a sense. And I don't understand, but some people think Moonwell is a boring token. This token literally is onboarding so much financial functionality to the crypto market, financial adoption as well. I just listed a couple examples there, allowing ease of access for those users in Asia and other countries or other continents, Africa being such. There's a lot that this token is doing. It has continued to do. It's grown so much since we've originally talked about it. I remember when the Moonwell card was first announced, and that was when you could only get it digitally. Like, I have the digital version, but there's a physical version now that people have been using day upon day for their purchases, and it's really cool to see. So I think Moonwell, regardless, and again, we'll really get into any significant price increases. Those will kind of be the updates we have on the token, or just any significant pieces of news, just for an FYI. But Moonwell in general, I think it's still a great project in terms of its functionality. No matter if you call it a boring project, it's continuing to do work in the space. It's continuing to make fundamental changes, and it's doing amazing things at the end of the day, guys. Like, even though it might quote unquote be boring due to it being a DeFi protocol, I think what it does is very cool. Like, a Visa Moonwell card that you can load up crypto with and then go and spend that on your everyday items it's really cool to see. It's just more adoption that we have in the crypto space, and it's a project that I'm genuinely getting behind and want to support. And I've been supporting this token for a while. It's highly regarded. So in terms of an investment, I very much so personally am probably going to be buying a little bit more of that of Moonwell. Now again, in terms of the price, if we want to be realistic, we're sub 3 cents right now. I would be looking to, assuming the market, because again, the market overall has to transition more bullish for us to see any coin really do great. So with that in mind, assuming we do see over 2025 the market starting to continue to push up, altcoins start to get the attention, and I'm talking like the overall market and DeFi protocols specifically, I would not disagree with a potential for us to reclaim that 5 cents, hit 5 cents again, and then from there push up into these key areas all the way up to potentially hitting 12 cents where we make a new all-time high. But again, like the first level I'd be looking at is that of like 4 or 5 cents, and that's going to take probably a decent amount of time just overall. So my overall thoughts on Moonwell is it's still a great project doing pretty cool things in the crypto space. Regardless of your opinion on it, I think it's pretty cool, and it continues to be one of the leaders in DeFi banking pretty much within of that of Base specifically. I mean, Base is continuing to crush it with all of the hard work they've been putting into, and I'm genuinely excited to see where this token goes. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. No real price prediction here. We'll just have to see how the overall market does, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you later.